Hello everybody, welcome back to our second episode of the story of a cake order in step-by-step fashion. Last episode we talked about the consultation, which we met with customer and we take all those information from them, etc. Today we're going to do a little more than just talking. We will sketch a life-size drawing of that particular Romeo and Juliet cake, which we have been requested by the customer and spoken in episode number 1. I'm going to do this in a very simple methodical steps so that no one can say, I don't know how to draw. So with my guidance and a bit of your courage, you will get there where you have to be. Let's talk right away from the summary of information what we get from customer and also what we're going to add on top of it to make this design what customer expected and more. The name of this episode will be How to Design the Cake on Paper. We will do that 2 times. First time we will gather all those informations, we will study everything what we have to do. After that, put a couple of lines on the piece of paper, which is A4 size, just a normal page size. Sometimes we do that few times. Because I've done it already before, I will do it only once, then show you what is the thinking about that. So A4 size drawing first, and after that we're going to make the larger size, which is the life size of the cake, so we can show it to customers. So going through this, what I have on the table, I have my list that I can refer the sizes of the cakes. So once I develop the idea, and after that I will pick up the cakes from here, and I know how many portion, what's the size. So that is very important. That's only the Excel sheet that I always refer. All right. So another things I have, maybe at the end of the drawing, I will do some coloring. So I will have very pastel light colors, some color pencils, and of course I have also marking pens which makes the final lines after we draw pencil lines. So the pencil is draw my pathway. So it is like a very sort of like a dim lines, and then like very sort of like quickly without scare anything, without worry about this is straight or not. So with this pathway, we're gonna draw a single line. So that means we build the pathway with pencil and we drive on that with the single line with the marker pen. All right, later on. So before we start doing the first little sketch, we have to study. So that is the things I like to show with you first. What I have from customer, what I added on, what is my decisions. During the consultation, I ask questions to customer and then I receive those answers. But in that particular point, if I feel that customer is not really particular, I really make this information as like a majorly most important parts as possible, because I want to leave myself quite a larger room when I'm designing something that I don't have to mix up with this information too much. So I will follow that, but I like to have rest of it for myself to play and then design according to what I wish. All right. Of course, customers' wishes is important, but sometimes that because I have the experience, I will come up with something probably they find it better than what they thought. All right. So number of portions or size is the first question. And then also the part of this question, there is other questions. Number of portions or size. A is gaining height with dummy or pillars. So when we're talking about the height of the cake, I always ask customers that you show me with your hand how high is the cake supposed to be. All right. So when this one is important to ask this question, when the numbers of portion is not very important. So some customers want to have cakes higher than their body size. Like, I mean, this question is of course go to the bride, not to the the guy. And then some brides wants to have the cakes very, very tall. But some brides they don't want to lose their appearance beside the cake. So they want to have the cake slightly lower. So that is the case. So we're talking about here is an imaginary couple. It's not happened, but I'm just imagining that to tell you the story. All right. So whatever I say is, let's say this way. All right. So let's say the bride tell me I don't want to have too high, more than my height. So I guess that she is about, let's say, 160, 170, the height. And then the table height is 70 centimeter, normal table height. And then when she sort of standing on the side of the cake, 20 centimeter, 25 centimeter lower than herself, that will be the make the cake size about the 70 centimeter. So I write over here, less than the bride, height 70 centimeter. All right. So number of portions is been indicated, 120 people, and then they don't mind to have dummy cakes incorporate with the high cake. That is quite necessary because 120 portion cake doesn't reach the 70 centimeter height. So, and yes to dummies, and then they also request, let's say, they have to request a cake to keep after the wedding. So that should be a portion, the small portion of cakes, of course, not too large, and also durable, and you can keep it the cap a long time if you keep it in the freezer or in the fridge or whatsoever. All right. Number of tiers, not sort of like considered, not specified, because I left that part to myself. All right. And the general concept category is, you know, bride is like we're talking about, that imaginary bride is, she's from Italy, and then the guy from somewhere else. And then they're going to Verona, visiting that particular place, which the story comes from the Romeo and Juliet. So that, as soon as that she told me about that, I think about the design. I think about that Italian architecture, and then I ask her the question, would you like me to sort of incorporate my design sort of like inspired from Italian architecture? And she said, yes, go ahead with that. So I'll take a note, Italian, nostalgic, historical, and then might be architectural. Colors, of course, it is her choice with my recommendation, light and dim pastel colors, but not everything white, because we're talking about like the story must have some colors. All right. And then as I like to light to match wedding mood. All right. Flavors and allergy issues had been, of course, questioned always. So there is we decided to make the first tier is chocolate, and then there will be another cake in the whole design, red velvet cake. And then when we talk about the cake keep, then rich fruit cake, I recommend, I would also, she also accepted. Budget, there were no budget. So she said, I don't have any budget, but I don't want to pay arms and legs. So that's what we say here, no budget, subject to change. So I will design it, and I will price it according to how I do it. And then if they find it's too expensive, because the way how I design and how I price the cake with itemization, we have always possibility to make it lower as quick as possible. No problem at all. So just if she is like insists to have the design, what I do, I will reduce the cake sizes. All right. And if she say that, oh, the height is very nice, but I don't want to pay so much money, then I will reduce some of the additions. All right. So additional decorations, which I charge every single thing. All right. So fussiness level, I have to take note, because it's important to take, if somebody you're dealing with very, very fussy, so you take a note next time when she is or he's in touch with you, you know a little bit better how to deal with this kind of people. All right. Then after that, what is the source of the visit? Word of mouth. Somebody else have a cake from us, and then she's seen it, she likes it, and then recommend it, it come back to us. All right. So that is important also to know and take a note, because their questions, where they're coming from, they may tell you that I've seen you in magazine, I've seen you there. So that will also direct you to where to spend the money for advertising. All right. So choice of flowers. So not specified, but purple. So that is hallelujah, because when I look at the design, the things in my mind, I want to use architectural look, but at the same time, the most possible flower is the bougainvillea. Bougainvillea is in sort of Mediterranean countries, Italy, Greek, Turkey. So those countries has this kind of flowers, is actually hugging and climbing on the wall of the houses. So I will take this one as a kind of characteristics of the Mediterranean, Italy, and then I will use that one with the bougainvillea, which I will use purple color, and the rest of it will be green. So bougainvillea is a flower. Is actually, the flowers are look like a shape of a leaf. So I will use the same cutter to do something quite simple, because I'm going to use small flowers in more numbers to create that bushy look, and sort of like climbing, sort of like a, I don't know the word, what you say when the flowers climbing, the leaves climbing the wall. So I will just look at it later on. All right. So then this is what customer wants. All right. When I have this one, I have this in my mind, and I go right away, of course, to the internet and find out and type in Italy, Italian architecture, Romeo and Juliet, and I come up with, I mean, hundreds of pictures, but I just copy something, you know. So that is the balcony I'm going to incorporate with the cake. All right. So that is the kind of color I'm going to incorporate with the cake. So that is actually the original place. That's the bougainvillea I'm talking about. So I'm not going to make that much, but I will have a part of the cake, the flower, that kind of sort of like concept. All right. So then I will use that kind of light, street light, also incorporate with that. That's bougainvillea leaves, and the flowers pretty much the same look, same shape. That's the close up. And what I do is I do my brainstorming. When I look at all this information, I write down the individual elements to be used in the concept, in the design. So I'm not designing anything, I'm just taking individual elements to be used in that design. So I will have sort of like paver looking wall texture, but not too dark. As I said, the colors has to be light. All right. I will have some sort of corner tiles, corner bricks that makes it the building old and like really rustical. All right. So I write over flat corners, but I'm going to do something, I think, like this, like something like that. All right. Door frames are nice and overlapping lines. That will be like on the door, on the windows, and then also smaller windows. And then Italian architecture has a kind of beams that holding the roofs. So I'm going to use that one, that kind of look. And of course the balcony will have, in that picture, all right, in that picture, there's a full body. There's nothing you can see behind. But I don't like that because I will put the bride inside the balcony, same as the story. So I like to see that the body of the bride or the gown better than just hiding behind the balcony. That's why I will do the balcony like this, but I'm going to cut out this little corners that it will be a little bit of more see-through, so you will see it on the drawing more. Roof style is important. I look at some other architectures and roof like sort of like a more like a it's not like roofs in European other countries, like a sort of like a roundish, half a round and side by side. So this is what I'm going to do. So bougainvillea, the street lights, these are the things that I'm going to use now to my drawing. That's the information, that's the elements. Then let's start already putting those items on the piece of paper. Okay, now if we talk about this kind of buildings, we can't make a round cake. You can, but it doesn't make sense. You have to be square, right? So I like to, and also I don't want to make a building like this, like this one, and then there's the roof on it, and then there's a balcony on it here, just like this one. This is like actually like the building is touching the other building. So I don't want to do this one, but I just want to get the inspiration from you. So I like to create something multiple tier. Every tier is a different weight, different width, so it will match a kind of like a harmony. All right. So the first thing I like to do, the first layer, rectangular cake, no, square cake. All right, and about this height. All right. So another thing I like to tell you is very important. When you make a drawings, like sometimes we do like round cakes, for example, we do like this. So this is an isometric drawing. I don't want to do this one because I want to also measure my internal supports. That as long as that, as soon as that I have to use internal support, I like to use the drawings on the side view so I can measure exactly the heights between the tiers and everything. So that will be then like a kind of simple start, the first tier. All right, that will be the base. I don't know how big it's gonna be. Let's finish it first. All right, and after that we will have the roof on top. Something like this. See, when I'm drawing like this, I'm not worried about, like I can just make it a little bit higher, a little bit lower, doesn't matter. All right, something like that. Then the second tier will look like this, but it goes all the way in and touching to the other part. All right, so that will be then sort of like a second level. This third level, maybe it's a bit bigger, like that, sort of like this. And then I like to place the balcony here. All right. So when I look at from top view, I want to do a base like this. So that covers the balcony, you know, from top view. So it will be balcony here. All right. And then also that one goes to like this, another cake which is about the same height as this. Okay, like that. Then that goes, I want to create that little bit of like this look. All right, so that means that the roof will be also here, but smaller than the other one, smaller than the base one here, like this. Okay. So basically, if I place that the cakes inside, starting from here, then I just have to cut this part and putting on it, and it will be just right when I'm doing the cake. So because I want to finish this one, I like to make something a little bit smaller than that, like that. So maybe not that much. So that will be internally look like this, and that will be another roof. Something I don't want to make it like a church. I just want to make it like a bit more like matching to that kind of look, like that. All right. So the balcony here. All right, balcony is here. There will be a door like this, something like that. All right, here. Okay, like that. Maybe windows like this on the side. Maybe like this. No, maybe like that is better because I can use this one on the second tier here, second level here. So like that. As I said, sort of like overlapping lines here will be. We will of course make it much nicer when we're doing the whole big one. All right. So the roof tiles goes like this. Okay. Like that. And then here is another window. Maybe look a little bit like that. Okay, that's the balcony. That's the parts that I like to cut out. All right. And we have here is the roof. All right. You see how rough I do that? I don't worry about much because I don't want to. I just want to do the concept. I want to see like the proportion of it. All right. So there will be a guy here playing the guitar. Sort of like he's like on the kneeling down. Okay, like that. And then there will be the special effect that street light will be here, somewhere reaching to the second level here, sort of like logically, like that. All right, that girl will be here, the bride. I'm going to match the clothings according to that time. All right. So let's do not more windows, maybe just one small one here. All right, one here. And the windows has like a grills. All right, there's a balcony door here behind of her. All right, and then as I said that I use that kind of texture, I'm going to use that. I'm going to already in this area, sort of like a sort of like paper looking look. And then that part here, this part will be on the side here, like this. Okay, like that. All right, and like that. Maybe we use that part is plain color, same color but plain without the sort of pavers. And then this one will be slightly bigger, the base, and then pavers also here on this one. So let's repeat it again one more time. So this is not too lonely in one side. All right, that kind of texture. There will be like this also here. Okay. Of course, there will be this kind of lines on it. All right. All right, that's done. That's the girl, that's the boy, and then if I want to make the bougainvillea in here, what I like to do, I'm just going to go like wiring something like this. All right, and then maybe start again here, like that, and then go up like that again, and then finishing on top here, like that. So that will be flowers. Some of them, of course, go on the wall. All right, like this. So this gives me already what to do, right? I know what to do in the big drawing, all right? So that's, if I'm not happy with that, I will start again. But because I did before another time, so I'm just knowing actually my direction here, what to do. So I end up after the 2 drawings, after this one, all right? So flowers, continue, yeah. And what we said in the prerequisite from the customer, from here till here is 70 centimeters. So what I will do now, I'm going to put my 70 centimeter on this big paper, all right? Then I'm going to get these proportions and then make it properly, putting my actual drawing according to that proportion. Let's apply simple mathematics to this to find out what I do over here. So, very simple. If this cake, 700, let's make it a millimeter, 700 millimeters, all right? And then this one here, the actual size of this drawing is about 200 millimeters, right? All right, 200. So 700 is 200 here, all right? And then how big is going to be? From here, let's say from here, all right, from here. So that is here, cross, here. This one is the 40 mil, all right. If this one, if 700 is 200 here, what happened that if 40, how much will be an extra size here, all right? So simple as that. 40 times 700 divided by 200 is 140. So I don't want to make 140 height cakes. I would like to make 150. So I will write over here 150. All right, 150. So this cake is the same size of 150 here. 150 is the height. All right. And this cake is inside, come all the way down here. Let's check over here. That's about 5 centimeter. All right. So we do the same thing again. This is 150. All right. We do the same again for this 5 centimeter. So this is 50 millimeter. I do the same thing again. 50 times 700 divided by 200. 175. That's perfect. So that will be 175 height, this cake. Even that part behind the scene, behind the roof also together, 175, 150. That should be around sort of like 3 centimeter here. That's a 30. Do it again. This is 175. All right. If it is 30, 30 times 700 divided by 200 is 105. I'll just do it 100. All right, 100. 100. So we have the heights and the widths. All right. So I'm guessing that will be around sort of 7.5, 75 millimeters. So this is 100. And then if we talk about the heights, the widths, all right, that is the 700. What I do? 70 millimeters, all right. 70 times 700. 70 times 700 is of course 49,000 divided by 200. 245. Wow. I can take 250 cakes here. All right. And I like to take this one according to that proportion. I will maybe take, this is like 175, maybe half. This is half of this, a little bit more than half of this. All right. Let me think. This is 125. 125. I'm just guessing according to look here, 175. And this one will be let me just do it again, just again. This one is 40. If it is 40, same as this, 150. So that will be then 150. No, 175, 125. That should be all right. I don't want to make too wide over here. That one could be 175 this way, and this one will be 100. Okay, so that is basically that approximate, because I want to match the numbers to the usual cake sizes. It's not like two different decimals, all right? So I just want to make it like a 25 millimeter graduation here. That will be just right, all right? So we don't have to look anymore because all those numbers over here. All what we have to do now, we have to find out this volume and those volumes, how many portions, and then we can decide which part can be dummy cake to complete the cake without wasting too much money. All right. Now we're going to do this exercise here. Find out how many portion is this cake according to this size, because this is the usual size, the regular size, which is 3 by 2 by 1 inch. That means 75 by 50 by 25 millimeters. If you go for a centimeter, 7.5 by 5 by 2.5 centimeters. That's the common portion. I believe that sort of like everybody is happy with this. Nobody complain about the size bigger or smaller. So that's my regular size. All right. According to this size, I make these calculations. I put in everything in the Excel and come out all those numbers. So this cake is 250 wide, which is this one, SQ square, and 150 height. So I just have to look at the 100. I just look at 75 height, so double up because I don't have the 150 height over here. 250 square 75 is 50 portion, so that will be then 100 portion here. 100 here. Let's see this one, which is this 175. That means 175. That's 3 times 75. So that is how big is it? 125 height. I have 150 here. 150, 75, 18. That was a little bit different, so it will be around sort of like a 50 portion. All right. And that one will be 175 width. Again, 150, 175. I don't have it. I have 150. I have 200 in between. So 32, 18. Let's say around 20 times 2 is 40 portion. 40 portion. And then here 10 by 10 by 10, which is let's go for here 50 height, twice double amount, 50 wide and 100 width, 50 height. So sorry, 50 height twice 100 wide, which is 5 portion. That will be 10 portion. All right. Is it 10 by 10 by 10 square, 100 wide, which is square here, 50 height. That's 5 portion. Together is 10 portion. 10 portion is a good size for keeping the cake for future. And then it will be also a nice small cake with a fruit cake. It will be just right. So if I make this cake and this cake real cake, because they're asking for two different flavors, so I can make this one chocolate, this one red velvet. That one we can do dummy because that's a small narrow cake. It will hold the cake properly if you build the construction well. So decision is there. The height is matched to customer request. All right. And then everything else like we will do accordingly. So we are already ready to put these points on the big paper and then start drawing a little bit more proper than this. So let's look at now the steps that I have written before. So instant sketch on A4 page, few if necessary. We have done it already. Life-size drawing for the next appointment, which is I'm going to do now. Choose the right size of paper. So I'm going to have 70 centimeter high. This is about the 90 centimeter. That's good. And then basically obtain the right stationery. I have already selected all my necessary things, that the pencil and all my marking pens are here, and marking the highest and lowest point on the paper. Okay, let's do this one first. I like to have it my base, the board will be here. As I said, I'm gonna use only pencil first. Maybe you might not see exactly what I'm doing, but you will see it when it's everything finished. So that is the beginning part, all right? And then we have to go through 70 centimeters here. That's the top part, all right, approximately. I'm gonna clean all those pencil marks later on with the rubber, all right? And after that, so first cake is 150 height. So that's the first cake, all right? After that, that is 25 centimeter wide. 25. I'm gonna make it a little bit slightly this way, all right? Because I need more space over here for the guy, and then like the guy with the guitar, and then the street lamp, all right? So that will be then the first cake. 25. Yes. And 150 height. All right, that's good. So now, next thing is here. I like to put one board which carries the roof. All right, which will be around 30 centimeters. Maybe a bit more than that. Let's say 30. This much. That's a roof. So we will use about normally about 6 millimeters wooden board, cut right size, and put it over here. All right. So we can lean the roof on top. After that, we're going to put 175 height. 175 height. The second tier, which is 125 wide. So I like to put one line in the center here. That's really very useful. Like that. So that is my center line. All right. That will help me to make it everything right. All right. Good. So. Okay. What are we saying? 125? No, 175 height, which is this much. Right. That will be then 125 wide cake. Half of it in 6.25, something like that, 125, right? That will be then the next one. See, I'm not bothering to make any kind of ruler lines, don't need it. All right, after that we will put on top of it, again, I need to have one board here, in between. Every cake in between there is some board, all right? And we're gonna put some like a, because two reasons, because we need to have a bigger than the cake, so I can lean the roof on. At the same time, if I have any internal support, I can just combine with the long threaded rod and etc. So we're going to worry about this one later anyway. All right. So next one, 150 also again, 150 here. That's the cake. That is what we said, 175. 175 means half of it is 875. 875 is here. Okay. 175. All right. So that will be then the balcony level where the beautiful Juliet is looking down. All right. So that will be then like this. All right. Okay. So this one goes a little bit like that. All right. And then what will also happen, in the middle, we'll have a balcony around sort of like 9 centimeters, 9 centimeter balcony, which will be this part, holding part, will be look like square, and then the balcony in the front. All right. So we don't have to worry about doing out of sugar or something. That will holding nicely. All right. That will be then. The next one will be 100 by 100, but again, I like to put one more over here to hold the roof. This one, sorry, this one, that part here. No, this one. Okay, a little bit bigger than that. All right, also 6 millimeters board. And then we have here 100 height. Right, like this. there. 5. Let's go down so you can see. 5, 10. That's it. Then we have a roof. Then roof will be also, okay, let's put the roof now on. So that will be look like this. Look like this. That will be then look like this. Correct. And this one look like this. All right. Basically, we have the shape of the cake. All right. Shape of the cake. Now we can go a little bit more details. So front door will be look like this. All right, and then we have the windows. Make this line so we can make it on the same direction. This much. That is the bottom of the windows, and then they will be all like a round on top. All these ideas, the window ideas, coming from here. So I just follow the traditional sort of like a style. So it will just reflect nicely the era of that time, right? That only goes like this. Every time you're drawing symmetrical, you do some lines. So when you do that, I know that where to start. All right. Okay. So as we said that we will have multiple lines. I maybe have a thicker one here and thinner one on the windows, right? On the windows. All right. All right. Again, there will be here something like this. How did we do it? Like that. Okay. The roof, I'll do it later on with details, so I don't have to make it with pencil. All right. Here is the other window, which is looks like this. Right? Looks like this one. So again, lower part, and then the top part looks like this. After that, it goes like that, like that. All right, now we get in there. Right. Then the balcony. Center, then little things like this. So I'm going to make it just a cutter when I do the real cake, then just cut it off. So basically, when you're doing this drawing, you also think about that when you do the actual cake, how you do it. So that it's a lot of decisions you do while you're doing the drawing. See, I can see now that I have to make a little cutter to make this cutting out, that whole thing become like a bit sort of like see-through. You can see the other side, right? And also same thing on this side also we're going to do, right? So that will be some sort of like window behind, rectangular window behind. Then nothing else here, and then here we have one more window like this. All right. All the things now we can do more details with the other pen. Okay? So as you realize it, I wasn't very careful when I'm doing this. I'm just keep on making lines on top of each other, you know, till I get the right sort of direction and straightness. Then after that, I'm going to make the other lines. All right. So here we have the girl. So that will be So I'm going to make the girl a little bit smaller, and a little bit because she's more far away, and I'm going to make the guy a little bit larger. So because of like a sort of sense of depth, so he's more closer to us, and then she's more far away. All right. So that's the head, and then she has a very small kind of torso. All right. All right. Now the shoulder parts, they are like a watermelon, like a melon size, like a nice and big shoulder, like this. I'm going to do the same thing also for the guy. That's where that times off. Okay. Then is the gown goes down, and then her hands is also down and sort of like in front. All right. Let's make details more later on with the other pen. All right. So now let's do the guy also. So he is looking up sideways. That's the head. That's the head. All right. And then he's having the body, the neck, the body. A bit like this, all right? And after that, he has a what was it? Okay, he has a knee here on the ground, his back, and he has also a boot like this. And other knee goes like that. And the boot. And then the shoes. All right. So he has a guitar in the hand. Let's make a guitar here. Guitar is like that. And he has one hand goes over here again with a big. This time is not like the girl like that. It's more like a lower sleeve, but more bigger here. All right. So that's what I do here like this. And then this arm goes also like that, also big. And hand is here. All right. So that is kind of like a proportion. I don't want to make it too big. Okay. I'm going to draw again this one nicely. And he has a head, the old type of head, like a very soft, just like a very soft head. And then after that, he has a feather, goes like this. And then his hair goes like that. And then he has a nose, upper lip, lower lip. That's it. I may just do a little bit better when I'm doing with the other pen. All right. So, and now next thing is we have as I said, that the climbing flowers. So I'm going to start from here, something like that. The branches goes up. Normally when I'm doing this, what I like to do, I'm going to take multiple wires and start bending it, and I get like a tree trunk something, but much more thinner than tree, of course. Then I'm going to put all the small flowers onto it. So it goes like this again, come here and goes like this. And then probably like touching again into the building here, goes up and in. All right, so like this here, like this there, and this one also go like that here, and after that go here again, and then finish off like that, right, on top like that. So I like to now one more thing, just get the street light somewhere here. There, there, bit of decorations here, that's it. Very simple, right? I just get it from here, the idea, right? Now I see the actual size in front of me. I'm going to take a moment and think about one more time what I'm going to do. So at this stage, the most important thing is deciding what to draw first, what to draw behind. So when you're doing with pencil, this doesn't matter. But when you're doing something that pencil, you can clean up. But if they're using the marker pen, you cannot clean. So you have to now looking at this one. For example, I'm going to do the balcony first and then the girl after, of course. If I do the girl first, I mean, it doesn't make sense, the balcony on top of the girl. So if I, yeah, exactly, this will mix up everything. So over here also I'm probably able to make a little bit bigger this. And when I draw with the pencil, I can see that this is a bit too small. So I like to do it a bit more, clean up and a bit bigger one, no problem. So next thing, I'm gonna do my single lines of the drawing. Let's look at those principles in the row. Instant sketch on A4 page, done. Life-size drawing we're doing now. Choose the right paper, done. And obtain the right stationery, we have all those things done. And then a rough sketch of the pencil, we have done. Now we're gonna obtain considering prerequisites, that which is everything is taken in consideration. And then we choose also the view of the drawing, which is either isometric, side or top. So we're going to use the side way because we're going to do some constructions. And add decoration with your own sense of arrangement. Add special wow effect, which I guess that is the what they call the street light is a nice special effect here. Make some changes, single permanent lines, avoiding the overlappings, what we're going to do, etc. And then remove pastel lines, we're going to do it later on. And after that, apply some colors. So these are all in the consideration here. Let's start doing it. I have here one marker pen, which one side thin, one side thicker. So I'm going to use that not so thin. So I'm like nice and clear lines, and this is a little bit thinner. So I'm going to do the drawings of the guys, right, of the people. So this first thing is to make the base done as good as possible. Just don't scare, and then just go ahead. All right. That's base. All right. Now, this we can do the roof first because we're going to have something like this here. So the roof will be one line over here, all right, like this, and then one line over here, like that, all right. So this one, overlapping bricks, look like this, all right. And after that, this part here will be look like this, because that, as I said, half round pieces coming down. And then same thing also over here. If you realize it, I didn't really worry about these lines here, because I'm just going to go lines here without worrying about is meeting with the other corner or not. Just do that like this. All right, and after that, so we will have two lines here. See, again, I'm not really worried about where this corners of the lines meeting with the other side. Doesn't matter. This is a drawing as a sketch to give customers what they're going to get. All right. So same thing I'm going to do now with the other roofs. Now the roofs are finished, all three of them, exactly the same. So I'm going to repeat things over here. Like for example, the texture over here and texture over here will be the same. So let's finish this one first. So basically, that side, as I mentioned to you, will have like white bricks, which is actually place it one like that, one like that, one like that, one like that on top of each other. And then after that, of course, when this happened, this one here will be longer, and this one here is shorter. The upper one is shorter. So that comes here like this, long and short and long and short and long again, all right, and short, long again, and short and long. So same thing over here, big, small, big, small. So I'm just doing very roughly short and big. All right, now this windows, as I said, one line, second line, third line. When I'm doing the actual with the sugar, I may be doing maybe one more, I'm not so sure, but at the moment it's 3 lines over here, will be good enough. All right, now the windows, like this, and one line, second line, and let's do the second line first and I'll see what it looks like here. There's one here. See, when you're doing with the pencil, you do once, but when you're doing with the marker pen, then you realize that what you did wrong with the pencil, so you can fix it actually. So I'm going to go one more time around here, thin one more here. All right, now this window has a kind of a line here, another one here, exactly same line here, this one also here, and then in the center. And I like to do some sort of round cutter here. That's a typical Italian. I've seen that in some of the pictures here, like this one, for example. Yeah, I'm gonna do something like this, like this, like this, like that. All right. So then we divide this one into 3 areas. So let's say 1 and 3. So we put one more square inside here and inside here, another one here, and crisscross. Like that. So what will happen here in this area, we will have a pavers looking sort of like front. So in order to do this, I'm going to use something else than this pen. All right, I'm going to use thinner one. All right, so just going to go this kind of look, small and large. So I hope that you understand what I mean. That's a kind of stone wall, a combination of large and small stones. All right, like that. So I'm going to finish this area and do also a little bit of work over here, because same repetition. I get back to you with the rest of it. So when it comes to this area, I have to do the girl first, sort of like she has a beautiful hair, nice sort of sharp face. She has a sort of like a doesn't have to be beautiful, but you know, that we're gonna do like out of sugar later on, just shows the customer. So there is a nice beautiful girl here. All right, that's already good. So that is that's the watermelon shoulders. Hands, the body, and this. So now we can do the balcony. Close this one up. Where is it? This one. Okay. So balcony will be look like this. Okay. So let's put one line in the middle here. Something like that. And after that, of course the gown goes behind. Then you can see it sort of like some lines behind. All right. Okay. Now the window. Straight, 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 straight. And after that we have a couple of lines, parallel lines, like that. And then just leave it like this. All right. So this part goes straight down, like that. That's the window. Okay. And here also line like this, line like this. So we're going to do some thinner lines in there. All right. Now, what will happen? Let me finish this one too. It's also straight lines. There's no texture on that. Don't want any texture on that. Sort of like this. All right. So now when we look at here, see that these parts here, like holding the balconies, holding the roof and everything. Over here also the same thing. So I'm going to create that here. First of all, underneath this balcony there is a kind of holders, right? So that will be placed here, like that, like that, and here will be look like this. Like that, and here also the same. Let me see. Yep, this one also same. Basically we're going to use same thing everywhere. All right, so that will be then here one again, and here one again, and then underneath the balcony is already done, and I believe that we have to put also one here, and also the carrying the roof parts, the beams, I like to put also one here, one there, one there, one there, one there, sort of like equally divided around. One here, and here, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Just now my pen was not dark enough. All right. That's pretty much. Let's do some shade into the windows, that the windows become like a darker shade, so we can see that is differentiation there. So I like to have some finer grills on the windows, like will be thinner lines like this. I don't know how I'm going to do that on that actual cake, but something like this will be done. All right. So same thing over here, behind the girl, behind the bride. So what I want to do, I want to put some shade, as I said, all right? And I don't want to use anything else than just a pencil to make it a little bit more darker here inside. Okay, so it's already darker. Okay. All right, sometimes that you do differentiations of the, like some lines over here like this, light and dark. It gives like the glass effect. Okay. All right. More darker. Okay. All right. What else we do now? I have to go with this guy. The Romeo. All right. As you realize, I make it a bit larger. So he has like that. Beautiful long hair. Okay. He has a big sort of like loose hat, and then he has a also feather on the head, nice big feather. That's what Romeo have. And the hair in the front, eyes, that's enough, don't do too much detail. Okay, now when the hand comes in front, of course I have to do the hand first. All right. This is one hand, and the guitar comes in front like this. Other hand, like this, and then the nice big sleeve, come like this. Now let's put a nice big, sort of like a collar here. All right. That. He's handsome. That is his boot. This. That's already nice. I'm gonna do his clothing also a white. And then just make the guitar different color, and then the hat different color, and the feather different color. So he's wearing something white. All right. And now, so this one. So it's a bit more clear. All right. Okay. So this one, basically a square. All right. And this will have like a top like this. And then I like to put another piece over here for holding. And then I like to put a little bit of decorations like this. And then this will be one piece here, one piece there. And this will go all the way down. sort of like a getting from thin to thick. And after that, there will be also 2 more bays over here will be done. All right. So that is practically, that is what I like to do. Let's get this girl also a little bit more clear also. Okay. All right. All right, that's quite clear. Now, I want to do this tree. All right. What I will do, in actual reality, I'm going to take a thin wire and then bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it, and leave some thinner lines out. And then once I twist the, I leave the end bits alone, single wire, after twist, and then leave another alone, another twist again. So that will be quite sort of like a one bunch of wire, maybe there's 6-7 pieces, and then twist, 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 after a separate, twist, twist, separate, twist, twist. So it's very, very simple to do. All right. So that will be my branch. So as you see, that thick to thin. I like to touch to the building, and then suddenly just get thicker again, like that, and then go again here, like that. All right, so that is already quite good. All right. Now what I like to do, I'm going to put some leaves and the flowers. Flowers basically will be look like this. So as you see over here, that's one bunch. I will do a cutter. It look like this. Probably I have it in my box. Look like this. So I'm going to cut and squish it together into like close up like this. Three leaves together. So all the greens, the leaves, and also the flowers will be probably the same cutter I will use. So I like to just simulate that on the paper, on the plan here, just like do like 3 leaves together into certain areas. All right. So just make as much as I can, and after that we're going to give some colors after. I decided to put some colors over here. This is much better. All right, for customer to see also. So 3 leaves like this. Okay, now towards the end, of course, smaller. A lot more than that, what I'm going to do actually. So let's go and put some colors over here. So I like to have the color is here as let me give a little bit more color here, a bit more shade. This front door also will be slightly darker color than the wall. So this is darker. Okay. This. All right. Now let's bring this one some color over here. I have this little cradles which is I guess that is correct. So that is the color of this. I believe that's correct. Yes. I just put over here some. All right. Like this, and then just give a shade like that. So because we just want to show customer what kind of colors it's going to be happen here. It doesn't have to be, this is not the kind of like a oil painting that we have to present. We just have to show people that what is the concept. All right, so that's what we look like this. I like to use the same color here also. This is like a chalk, right? It's not the Creole actually. I have to go a little bit more here. Fill up this area. That. And oh, this one also has some of this stuff. Like that. Probably like this. Okay, anyway. All right. This is done. So on the roof I will use, probably the extra cake will be much lighter than this. On the roof I'm going to use a little bit more darker color. It's like terracotta. Alright, that's good. So then what we do, we're going to go for the flowers. So I like to first of all put some purple flowers over here just to see that the contrasts. All right. Let me do a couple of more and come back to you and show you the result, okay? So that will be plenty flowers in that design. Even that goes on top of the surface of the building, all right, here, everywhere. So it will be quite sort of like small little flowers, but very crowded. But there will be some open gaps in between. It will be just really beautiful. And then I will use also some dark green here, maybe 2 tones of green. All right, now is just put some little bit more green here. Two-tone green will be good. That's it. That gives you the good sort of like a view, that good visual understanding. That's what's going to happen here. So that we don't have to do more than that. So just do this. That will be then the sort of concept. All right. Okay. So I don't think we need anything else than that. The only thing is what I like to do. I'm going to just cut this one also put some, so we can see that there's something happening behind. All right. So there's a clothes anyway, her clothes behind. Don't see it. All right. Now, so far so good. We have the visual understanding. How is the cake going to be? When we show this drawing to the customer, they may have some changes. For example, they want to have some colors lighter. All those things is not a problem. As long as they like the concept, we can change all the things because the cake is not there yet. So we're just making the cake simulation. All right. So, but when they look at that drawing, they may also ask me how it's going to stand, because this is like a big cake, small cake, big cake, it will be tumble. So I have to explain them what I have to do also in another drawing, so that like they get sort of like confidence that this is not going to happen anything to their most important event, that the cake tumbles or something like this. So you can draw on top of that drawing with different color, but it will just ruin the drawing. What I like to what I like to show you, you can take a semi sort of like a translucent paper, which is like a baking paper or like the cellophane sheet what I'm using over here like that. So this is like a sort of like a, you can get this one from the florist, all right? So I like to draw only the non-food part, what I'm doing. So I'm going to have one piece of 6 millimeters sort of wooden plate protected with the cardboard inside here. There's one here. Then I will have one PVC pipe here, about probably about 5 centimeters here, like that. All right. So then we'll have the cake sitting on top of it, and I will have another piece of wood here, also protected, of course, with the cardboard, so the cake doesn't touch anything. All right. And I will have one here. And one more here. All right. So then I will get one long threaded rod. So that is actually the base, which we don't have to draw the whole lot. All right. And after that, we're going to put one long threaded rod. So there's a knot here. All right. So like one line here in the middle, either M10 or M8. All right. So that goes all the way to in the center, all the way up like that, and go also continue like that and passing through that. So that will be knot here, there will be knot here, all right, and then knot here. No, there will be knot on top of here. Okay, not this one, because when I put the knot here, not there, it will be squished in between the PVC pipe, so that will be hold nicely. But I will have a knot here underneath to hold it this way, another knot here, another knot here. All right. So if I feel like, I can put another knot on top. All right. So that will be the real cake. That will be wooden plates with the covered with the cardboard, and this is the thick, this is the thin one. So this will be probably about 12 millimeters. And this one will be 6 millimeters, another older 6 millimeters. So that will give the customer the confidence that this cake is not going to be tumbled. So that's of course an optional drawing that you can present to customer additionally, which is you only get plus point, that's all, nothing else. All right. If you like also, you can clean up a little bit with the just rubber, because all those pencil lines underneath, they don't look bad. I like it actually to see that little bit sort of like a wiggly bits behind the single line, but you can clean if you like. You can even clean this guy here, all right? And if it's necessary also you can clean the other color parts, all right? Okay. So this is the end of the second chapter of the whole story, the cake order story, which is having the life-size drawing as a reference for next few actions. What are those actions? Firstly, this drawing will be presented to your clients for final confirmation and showing them how important they are for you. And of course, this drawing will guide you to prepare everything in the right size and the right numbers. Basically, you know what to do at the end of this drawing, so that means half of the job is already done. Finally, what we are going to do in our next episode, pricing the cake with itemization by referring to this drawing, so we can see exactly how many items we have to price and everything. Thank you so much for watching me. God bless you all. Until then, bye for now.